out for meaty sandwiches to go at Tat's East Coast Deli. Seattle's Pioneer Square is home to Tat's Deli, which serves up spicy wings, Italian subs, and cheesesteaks that rival the best from New York and Philadelphia.
Everything is made in-house. They brine and they smoke all their own meats.
Tat's is definitely the closest thing that I've had to East Coast food in Seattle.
This line is insane.
It looks really busy, but they really get the food out fast.
And on their website, they actually have a little camera that shows the line. Anytime I'm coming to Tats, I look at the webcam, and then I know if I'm going to have time.
On here, grab me some rolls, some cheese.
Chef owner Brian Tatman, otherwise known as Tat, is an East Coast native whose genius creations include the legendary pastrami sandwich. A foot-long pastrami sandwich on a hoagie roll with Russian dressing, Swiss cheese, and coleslaw. How many sandwiches you make a day?
In the ballpark of around 300.
How many of them are pastrami sandwiches?
I would say maybe 50 or 60 a day. 8-inch chicken parm, 193.
193! Pastrami. What do we start off with?
We're going to start off with a nice fresh piece of Angus brisket. The cut of meat is very nice. It's got nice fat content to it and really good flavor.
Look at all the fat on this thing.
Yeah, we'll trim a little bit of this exterior fat off of this guy. All I'm doing is taking everything that we're going to lose in the slicing process here anyway. And then we're going to go ahead and break it down. So just go ahead and cut it into 3 pieces.
Okay.
As you can see, when you kind of look at this section right here.
Oh, that's beautiful.
When we actually smoke these, we'll leave the fat side up, so the fat will go ahead and penetrate all that meat and help loosen all of the connective tissues in the brisket. So we're actually going to tenderize. That's the manual process.
Let me see that. Let me play. Let me play. Can make like a jam guitar.
Yeah, that's great, Rahm. I mean, you got a little dance move going on there. I like it.
I love it. All right, I'm done today.
Excellent. There's little holes right here in the beef that you're actually causing. That's going to allow the brine to penetrate that piece of meat completely. We're going to actually make a little bit of brine. I've got a little bit of warm water here, and we're going to add some salt.
Warm water is going to dissolve all this stuff, right?
Correct. Frog powder, that nice pink color that you get from pastrami is actually coming from this modern pure salt. There's going to be sugar. Got some fresh garlic going in there as well.
Nice.
And then we actually have our pickling spice, which is a combination of 15 different ingredients going in here. We got cinnamon, allspice, mustard seed, coriander.
It's like spice potpourri.
It is. It smells very potpourri-ish. All right, drop that in. 7 days in the brine, and this puppy is going to be ready to smoke.
Pastrami. So there it is.
7 days later. Yeah, so now that you've got the brisket nice and brine, we're going to actually dry rub it.
That makes it that pastrami, that peppery crust on the outside.
We got a little bit of paprika here, black pepper. We're going to add some brown sugar, some coriander, garlic powder, dry mustard, and Old Bay seasoning.
Old Bay's going to bring it from the east to the west.
That's right.
Old Bay that I remember is usually used on crab cakes and seafood.
It's got a lot of the same ingredients that we have in our dry rub. It definitely goes really well with the pastrami.
What are we going to smoke it in?
This is actually going to be smoked in hickory. We load this in. It's at 5 hours at 175 degrees. We get that nice meaty consistency that works really well on our sandwich. Pop the seal.
Here we go.
See what happens. There we go. What do you think?
Wow. That's beautiful. Beautiful bark. All those spices stayed on it. Look at the fat dripping off.
It's a long process, but I think the end result is something special.
That is phenomenal. When we come back, Tat and I get down to business. That's one portion?
That's one portion.
Jeez. And I find out if this hoagie tops its East Coast rival. That's what I've been waiting for, buddy. What? We're hitting Tucson, where they're fixing authentic Jamaican stew from one unusual cut of beef. It's got a lot of bone, but this is the most important thing, it's flavor. My quest for meat on the go has led me straight to Seattle and Tat's Deli, home of the thinly sliced, hickory smoked beef brisket sandwich known as the pastrami. The meat was shameful. It's a West Coast twist on the ultimate East Coast staple, the Philly cheesesteak.
You're gonna get the big one today.
Yep.
Nice Philly hoagie roll,
Yep.
dusted in cornmeal. They're nice and crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, just the right chew. So
Nice.
you've got a good bite. In this guy, we're gonna probably put anywhere from 3/4 to a pound. A good handful. Basically, you're gonna eyeball this guy out to be about the same as the roll. But
That's one portion.
that's one portion.
Jeez.
So we're gonna cook this down a little bit. So we're just gonna hit it with a little bit of water. Get some
Tease
good
it out.
steam action going. Yeah.
Heat it up right away.
Similar to what we do in Philadelphia when we're making a cheese stick.
Right.
We're gonna chop this guy up. So you got all your fat, your nice pastrami in there, and then we're gonna hit it with a little bit of Swiss cheese.
Okay, now that's steaming. That's what's gonna melt that cheese, right?
Yeah, domestic Swiss, nice and
Oh, yeah,
creamy.
just like that. That's delicious.
All right, so we got the Russian dressing here, right?
Let me try
You
something.
want to take a little hit?
Yeah.
All right. What do you think?
Spicy,
A little sweet. All right.
so the cheese can mix in there. It's not necessarily right on top.
This is just like a cheesesteak. I mean, we want it all mixed in.
How gorgeous is that?
Final step here: creamy, sweet coleslaw.
Also, more moisture and texture.
Oh man, yeah. What do you think?
It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It smells amazing. I gotta eat it. And if that's not enough to fill you up, Pat's got a side with even more East Coast flavors. His Old Bay fries.
So we actually hand cut these fries. We use russet potatoes. They get pre-blanched for about 30 seconds and then into the walk-in for the night. The next day we fry them back up. They get a nice crispy outside, pillowy inside, dusted in Old Bay. Perfect complement to your pastrami.
Nice. All right.
Pastrami and an Old Bay fry.
Yum. That's what I've been waiting for,
All right,
buddy.
man, enjoy
You're the
that.
man, Tat.
Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Woo-wee. Can I steal this seat?
Yeah.
Oh, this place is packed.
Yeah, always is.
What did you get?
That's Tommy.
I got the same thing. It seems to be the popular thing around here. You think you can eat that whole thing? You're a pretty small girl.
I think so.
It's meat on the go at its best. I'm gonna dig in. It's absolutely phenomenal. Rich smoked pastrami. The meat has got a really salty kind of smokiness to it, almost like, I want to say bacon-like quality. What's your favorite part about this sandwich?
The salty creamy mix is delicious.
I was gonna say the same thing. And then the coleslaw gives it that crunchy, fresh texture. It's awesome. It's got that creamy Russian dressing in it. Cheesy, just like a Reuben without the rye. And then it's thinly sliced meat in a hoagie roll, like a Philly cheesesteak. All these different East Coast sandwiches, in one pastrami sandwich right here. And then Old Bay fries.
Old Bay fries.
The russet potatoes are crunchy on the outside, smooth in the middle. Old Bay seasoning, deep, rich, earthy flavor. It's got a little spice to it. Delicious. I'm in heaven. I'm in Tat heaven. You're the man, Tat. It's huge. I'm gonna take this to go. We on the go! Coming up, let's get a move on in Tucson, because that's where they're serving stew, based on a cut of beef you've probably never had. Getting hungry. More meat on the go with meat and potatoes.